Everybody, good morning. Good morning. This is Susan Johnson today. I'm hosting your Agent Power Huddle. Happy to be back with you here on this Mindset Monday. And I love Mondays for that very reason. It just sets us up for the perfect mindset to move forward to a highly productive and profitable and happy week ahead. So today on Agent Power Huddle, by the way, if you haven't been watching Agent Power Huddle, or if you're very new, you need to go back and listen to a lot of these episodes. We've got some fabulous top agents throughout the country that get on here and host this Agent Power Huddle. So this week alone, we've got Rebecca Nedelka, Jen Sells, Ed Lane, Linnea Carver. I encourage you to get on and go, if you missed the 8 o'clock morning time frame, then you can go back onto our Agent Power Huddle website. You can re-listen to these episodes. They're on podcast, and I really encourage you to do so because there's so much fabulous information. So I get very excited about it. So today, Mindset Monday, we cannot talk enough about this because you can have the very best plan in place. You can have a great skill set. You can have all this fabulous, roadmap ahead of you. But if you're not right here in the mindset and you don't have that mindset to set you up for success, every single minute, every single day, every hour, it's like building a muscle. You need to do it consistently to keep your mindset in check and keep you focused to really power through and get these things that you want to do in your life to be successful with. So anyway, I can go on and on about that. It's all about that mindset, getting you in the right place to just break through this week. So sometimes though, if you think about it, you could have all these best plans, right? You can be ready to go and have great skill set. And then you get out, you've got roadblocks that pop up. We wish, don't we all wish, that from point A to point B was one straight line. And unfortunately, it's not always that, being the case. A lot of times different roadblocks might come up along the way, or we have to navigate and we have to shift a little bit here and there in order to reach our goals. Things happen and things come up. But what I want you to pay attention with today, I think there's somebody letting other people in here on the call. I see people trying to log on. There you go. Good morning. So what I see happening is that oftentimes, again, these roadblocks will come up. And what we need to realize is sometimes we are creating these roadblocks ourselves. We're creating them ourselves, and we've got to actually pick ourselves up and get ourselves out of the way to be able to move forward. And what do I mean by that? You can self-sabotage yourself. And you sometimes you may not even realize you're doing it. So I want you to really focus today on today's Agent Power Huddle in how to really start totally empowering yourself and knowing that within you, you really do have what it takes to reach your goals, to reach your dreams, to break through. You got to get those mental roadblocks out of your way. You've got to recognize them and plus through that. Literally. And, I'm very authentic when I teach these classes because it happens to every one of us. It doesn't matter how many years you've been in the business. It doesn't matter how many hundreds of transactions or maybe you've closed one or two, it doesn't really matter. The problem is that occasionally what happens is we'll get in our own head about something and then bam, up comes a roadblock. So the importance of today is learning how to recognize that when it happens and then what to do about it and how to get it out of the way so that you're navigating instead of going like this, kind of just going like this, right? All right. So how do we do that? First of all, you have to stop and realize, are you complaining? Are you complaining a lot? I mean, gosh, business isn't going the way I want it to. The new NAR settlement has me really frozen and I can't get anybody signing broker agreements. So watch the words that you're saying to yourself, because oftentimes we're complaining about things, but not looking at it in a different way and taking the actions we need to take to, again, bust through that. Another thing that could be coming up in roadblocks is you may not be taking enough risks in your business, in your personal life, whatever it may be. All this applies. Everything we talk about can apply to personal or business, right? In any goal that you have. It requires us to take certain risks, because when you're starting to take risks, you're learning how not only to step out of your comfort zone, but you're also learning how to trust yourself. Because when you take risks, you have to start trusting yourself a little bit more. Hope you, yeah, I see Ed's nodding. I hope you agree with that. So it's time to break that cycle of whatever's holding you back, whatever it may be. And it could be something different for all of us, and be accountable for your own actions and your mindset and your thoughts. It all starts there. And anybody who tells you it doesn't, I would challenge them to start drilling down. When you're at your last success, what frame of mind are you in? And when you have your next success, I want you to think about, that was so exciting, celebrate it. Where was my mindset at throughout the whole thing? Were you pumped and excited? Were you motivated? Were you running behind passion and a plan? And then you celebrate this fabulous success? Well, that's how we duplicate it. By the way, I do have pages I look down at. The reason why is because I could go on for an hour and a half about this. I am so passionate about it myself. And it's proven to have changed my own world, personally and professionally, over the years. So I'm going to give you some real proven tips today on how to implement some of these things and how to get these roadblocks out of your way. So listen in. The first tip, number one, of getting out of your own way to creating that life of success and not just life success, but any goal that you want to set, is to start with a clean slate. Today is Monday. It's Mindset Monday, and you've got a fresh week ahead of you. Let's start with a clean slate. Even if you're realizing some major success right now, we still have a clean slate to take it to another level, right? Stop beating yourself up over yesterday. I talk to agents all the time, and I could see the downward spiral when they start getting in their own head. And I want to really encourage you that if you continue to look at your life through that rear view mirror, you're going to continue to spiral it down. Okay? So I want you to start with that clean slate. Let's clear that mindset right now on this Monday, and let's go ahead and really think about, I'm either winning or I'm learning. There's no or I'm going to win or lose. It's all about winning or learning now, right? Winning or learning. Gone are the days of the win or lose. So sit there on that for a second. Shifting your mindset, not from winning or losing, but winning or learning. Okay, that's a big one. This is a fantastic foundation to get out of your own way. It's the beginning of that clean slate. Hey, there's nothing to lose because I'm going to win or learn, right? It's all good, all good. So stop these conversations of what if I fail? Forget that. Get those conversations out of your head. How about get the conversation into your head of, oh my gosh, what if it works? What if my plan actually works? What if my goals are actually achieved? What's that going to do? Not only financially, what's it going to do for my family? What's it going to do for my bank account? What's it going to do for the security of my future? What's it going to do if you start embedding those thoughts into your head of, oh my gosh, what if it works? Not what if I fail? Okay? I love your smile. I see that. So number two on this whole thing, and you heard this before, but you can hear this stuff every single day. In fact, I encourage you to hear this stuff and put this into your head every single day, as I opened with that, because it's that muscle that continues to build. And when you put this kind of positive mindset and these positive thoughts that I'm putting into you today and discussing today, when you do these every single day, what happens, that navigation that we talked about at the beginning, that goes like this. It takes a while for you to get the navigating, to get your course going straight, will turn more like this. Have a roadblock pops up. I know how to handle that. I know what I'm going to do about that to navigate around it and through it. Okay. Number two is creating the SMART goals. Creating your SMART goals. SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. What do you really want? So some of the reasons people have roadblocks coming up all the time is they lack clarity. They lack clarity in what they really want and why they want it. And then they don't have any kind of a realistic plan. They don't set a timeline on it. So now we're just kind of navigating through and trying to get things done and not really having the clarity and the SMART goals to be able to get to that end result and go, oh my God, I did it. My God, now that I've done it, I'm so excited because my mindset's been great all the way through because I've been focused. I've had these SMART goals, and now I'm able to celebrate the success of reaching that goal. Okay. This actually, when your goals are just in your head, guys, you need to ink them. You need to write these things down. You need to put the timeline on, write it down. And the reason for that is when they're just all in your head, they just become someday dreams. You've heard of that before? Someday I'm going to get there. Someday. Tomorrow. Well, tomorrow never comes because then you get to the next day and it's today. So get those out of your head and just really stay focused on writing and inking these things down. And you're going to start to realize as you do that, the clarity is so much stronger. The mindset starts to get so much stronger and better because now you feel like you've got a real goal in front of you. You've got clarity. You've got that passion becomes behind it because now you see the possibility. You see that end result. You can now, I'm moving my chair back, but I'll go ahead and stand up. You can now step into that, right? Step in to the end result and see yourself there and visualize it. So this is how you get out of your own way. This is one very, very powerful, which is why I'm spending a little more time on it, very powerful way to get, when those roadblocks come up, to not be so far off track, but to get yourself right back on track because bam, pattern interrupt, they're there, you know where you're going, and you're getting that mindset in track to get back onto those SMART goals. Another way of doing the SMART goals, which takes you a little bit deeper, in my opinion, because I've used it over and over again. I don't teach you anything I haven't used and done myself, is with Tony Robbins. I listen to Tony Robbins, and I have for years. I've been very loyal and regular student of Tony Robbins, and he teaches the RPM method. And if you listen to a lot of my Age of Power Huddles, I bring this up a lot. Why? Because it works. Because it works. And it also creates great habits. In this RPM program, first do your SMART goals and really get clear of what you want. Then R stands for results. You just figure it out when you did your SMART goals. So the number 2 is, what do I really want to accomplish? What is it? What did you determine when you did those SMART goals? What's that end result? P, what's the purpose? Why? Why do you want it? When you understand that you set a goal for yourself, a SMART goal, and you know what that result is that you want, how is that roadblock going to come up when it does come up? Because actually it still will. When it does come up, your purpose is so strong that you're like, get out of my way, because I have a bigger and stronger anchored purpose as to why I want that. Okay? Result, what do you want? P, purpose, why do you want it? The M is your massive action plan. So your mindset now is in the right spot. You know what you want. You've anchored the purpose behind it. And now you've got a massive action plan of the skill sets and what you're going to do step by step to get there. And when those roadblocks come up, ding, ding, which they do along the way, you see how by implementing these steps I'm talking about will help you navigate right around, bust right through those roadblocks. Results, purpose, massive action plan. Number 3, which will happen when you do this, by the way, is break bad habits that are holding you back. Break bad habits. So as these roadblocks come up, if you're implementing those steps 1 and 2, like we just talked about, our inner critic can hold us back. Inner critic. Those are some of the things that will come up, and the roadblocks will go, is this really going to work? How? And they say to be persistent, but for goodness sakes, I've been at it for 2 weeks. 2 weeks is not long enough, by the way. You've got to continue to persevere. I have a whole episode on that, perseverance. Listen back to it because it'll really, really mesh well with this one today. So to break through those roadblocks and get out of the butt, you've got to be brutally honest with yourself. What is showing up? What is showing up? So if you're on your plan, or when you're on your plan, I should say, and something comes up that maybe you say, there's another shiny object over there for me. Maybe I should try that out because this is taking too long. What do you need to do? 1, back on. I'm not saying there's not another thing that may work. And I'm not saying to not navigate and evaluate what you're doing, but you've got to give it time. And that's the problem. One of the problems that many ages too is they'll start down one road And when it's not working, we are so impatient. Life has made us so impatient with iPhones and everything that comes, we want results yesterday. I know I want results yesterday too. But here's the thing, we become so impatient that we don't give our plan, which we may have a fabulous action plan, enough time, tenacity, and persistence to have it show up and work. Why am I pausing? I'm pausing purposely. Think about your own life. Think about what you're doing. We're so quick to jump ship onto it because there's so many shiny objects all around us. I'm going to call some of those shiny objects roadblocks. Why are they roadblocks? It may be a great idea, but you've already got a great idea. We cannot implement 100 different great ideas and be successful at all of them. You got to really pick one or two that really speak to you, that you have passion about, and you create a massive action plan, and then the tenacity and the perseverance to follow it through. There's where you're going to over the top. You see me do that maybe if you watch any of my other episodes. This really dates me and gives my age, but there's a movie called Over the Top. But that's what I believe will take you over the top. That tenacity and perseverance, the mindset to get you through it, to come up with when those roadblocks come up, bam, get through it. This is hard work. It really requires commitment to yourself. Look, it's great. You need to have accountability. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but stop the insanity. You need to be honest with yourself, and you need to commit to yourself. And by the way, when we talk about confidence, another full episode of Agent Power Huddle, we talk about keeping commitments to yourself. Because when you keep that commitment to yourself, when those roadblocks show up, guess what? Bam, 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 because you're committed. Because your why is so big, your purpose of why you're getting that goal is so much stronger, and it's anchored. So we can just knock those guys right out of the way, can't we? It's really easy to say, stop your limiting beliefs. It's easy to say, get the roadblocks out of the way. I'm really trying to give you some very valid and strong points and tips on how you actually tactically do this. So, number 4 is identify your strengths. All right, well, let's just say you have been doing exactly what I've been talking about in the last few minutes, and you feel like you're still not getting the results you want. Well, maybe you're doing something that's not your strength. Maybe you're trying to fit into a box of somebody else. Have you ever thought about that? Listen, I'm pretty good on the phones now. It's taken me 24 years to do it, but in the beginning of my career, I've said this on other Agent Power Huddles as well, if I was told that the only way I was going to be successful in real estate is to be in my office every morning at 6 or 7 a.m. and pick up the phone and cold call for 3 hours a day. Yeah, I see the faces. 3 hours a day, and people do it, and people are very successful at it. But if that was the only way I could be successful, I'm telling you, I would not be in real estate today. Does that mean I don't do it? I do it. I have done it. In fact, when I ran brokerages, I really had to do it because as a team leader, I had to have X many appointments every single day. We did it with something called the 2-10-40, 2 appointments a day, 10 appointments a week, 40 appointments a month. Required me to get on this one, so I got at it, but I'll tell you, it's not my joy. Is it your joy? What's your strength? My strength is educating. My strength is being around people. My strength is talking to people and finding out what's important to them. What's important to you about selling your home? What's important to you about buying a home? What's important to you about growing your business to another level? And then we start drilling that down. I get pumped on that stuff. Do you see how my strength is different than somebody else's? Number 4 in getting these roadblocks out of your way is identify what your strength is, and then let's find something that works for that. The reason I've been to Buffini coaching and Mike Ferry coaching and Tom Ferry, not that I can't stay with one coach, and with Krista Mayshore coaching, they all offer different things, and they speak to different personality styles. I'm way off script, by the way. But hopefully you're getting something out of this. But because I'm working with an agent or even my own self, I'll say, if there's somebody who really loves that calling, that is their strength. By the way, that was my son's strength. He's not really, he's doing a little bit of real estate, but for years, he was pounding the phones. He's not doing real estate today because what he went through with his health. That's another topic. But either way, He loved the phones. He's better than me at the phones. So if I were to send him to a training, it would be like Mike Ferry or Tom Ferry. More Mike Ferry, because he's really bored about the call. Tom can too. What about somebody though who really loves farming or, geographic farming? Which coaching program? I might have sent them to Buffini. Buffini is all about, the referral business and the farming and the building the connections. You see how that identifying your strengths and then going to where you feel you're going to get that most support. Krista Mayshore right now, she's amazing. She's my coach now. Why? Because I knew at my age, and I say it all the time, I just turned 60, but at my age, I had to do something a little bit different now. Times have changed. I need to get into that video. I need to get into Facebook ads. So I need to bridge that gap. All right. Who is my best coach now? Now it's Krista. So identify your strengths and say, okay, where am I going to navigate now so that I can be, continue to grow, continue to dodge and knock over these roadblocks, because when they come up, I need to know how to adapt and get rid of it. Okay. Number 5 on this is acknowledging your challenges. And that's I just touched on it. All right. So I Tom Ferry for a while. I love Tom Ferry. I still go to a lot of his things, but I needed Krista. I felt like I needed Krista. I needed another level of that video market. I needed another level of the ads. I needed another level. Right. So I had to identify that gap. By the way, another thing to help me identifying my gap of the things that challenge me, of the roadblocks that come up, is I've gotten pretty good now filming my videos, being on camera, which in the beginning I did not like. A lot of us don't. My joke is why wasn't video around when I was younger, thinner, and cuter? But so identifying that. The other thing was now I have a lot of challenges of things that time me up, like uploading the videos and doing the different just behind the scenes stuff that is just not my strength. So now I've hired a virtual assistant. You see? How am I going to dodge this roadblock? I could spend hours learning it myself. I know I could. And I do. I actually know how to do it myself, but I don't want it. Not my strength. Hired a virtual assistant. That's what we talk about when we say, acknowledge your challenge, learn to leverage, learn to get yourself in a great coaching program if you need to, learn to get yourself here on these agent power huddles and start plugging into people who are going to pump you up, people who not just pump you up emotionally. Hopefully I'm doing that, but look at how I'm trying to also give you some very tactical strategies. It's great to have a great mindset and be positive and happy and all this other stuff. And I believe in that. Wholeheartedly do I believe in that. But I also believe you need a tactical plan. And sometimes I think that we lose the tactical strategies with all the regular Mindset Monday, have a great mindset, keep positive thinking. Well, what you need, the strategies and the tactical things to do to continue to do that. Right? And that's what I'm looking at today. Number 6 is standing on the shoulder of giants. Look, I didn't point that phrase. That phrase came out of the MREA. Read a lot of books. Another thing that's going to help keep you on track and get you very strong and build that muscle of navigating these roadblocks. Standing on the shoulder of giants is when you know what you want and you've identified that for your smart roles, through your RPM program and all that, and you know where you want to go. Guess what? There's other people that have done it. Find those people. Don't try to do it yourself. You don't have to. Don't try to recreate that wheel. You don't have to. If you know where you want to go, but you're not sure how to navigate it, get on to Agent Power Huddle. Odds are we have some episodes that are going to give you the tactical strategies I'm talking about right here. And when you get that, instantly you're going to find yourself more excited because you've got, oh my gosh, now what do you have in here? Your confidence. I can really do this. What Citizen's been saying is right. She wasn't just chatting away. It's proven over and over and over again. But when you try to go back to number 4 and you put yourself into a strength that you're only doing because you think it's the right thing and because people told you, hey, pick up the phone 3 hours a day, or maybe that is your thing, and they say, go out and knock on doors, or they say, go, do a community event. Community events are great if you're good at them, and if that's your strength. It'd be like pulling teeth there if you feel like that's not your thing. Okay? Stand on the shoulder of giants. who is where you want to be, find that person, find out what they did to get there, and duplicate it. And if you find that the tactical strategies to duplicate it are really, I'm not going to say painful, there's some more painful because you have to learn how to do it. But if it's something that is not natural to you, then that's a roadblock. Find the thing that you get juiced about and then do it and see the difference, right? Number 7 is avoid perfectionism. Perfectly imperfect. And Chris is really great on this, my coach. Perfectly imperfect. We want everything perfect. This Age of Power, I'll tell you guys, it's not perfect. Any of the videos, it's not. None of them are. Why? Because we're giving from our heart too. Yes, I've got talking points, but I'm really giving from my heart and from my experience. It's not going to be a perfect, presentation, point A, point B, point C. It just doesn't go like that. Do it. Done is better than not done and not doing anything, right? You got to get off the on your mark syndrome. On your mark, get set. Your mark, get set. Your mark, get set. I want it perfect. On your mark, get set. One point, you've got to go. And I'll tell you right now, when the mindset is strong and you're doing everything I'm talking about in this Power Huddle today, when you go and you find a roadblock come up, it's not going to be a wow. It'll be more of a, okay, I got this. I have to make a shift here. I've got to make a shift here. Got to make a shift here. But I still got this. See the difference? Right. Number 9 is be accountable. Be accountable not only to yourself. Remember I talked about making a commitment to yourself? You make a commitment to yourself. By the way, I'm walking my own farms net, which I leveraged out years ago. I'm doing that for multiple reasons. One is also at my health, and walking has been not only great for my hips, because as I'm getting older, I'm getting different things going on. It's been really good. 6 to 8 miles in a day. Am I getting my marketing machine? I sure am. But I'm also getting great exercise. I'm also getting the fresh air. It's also pumping me up again because I'm starting to meet people again in the neighborhoods, of which that's my strength. See the difference? So being accountable. Well, nobody's rolling me out of bed, at 6 a.m, getting into my tennis shoes and getting out to the farms. I'm accountable to my own goals and to myself. There are accountability groups I do belong to, and I do hold myself accountable there too. But what you're going to find is when you're accountable and you hold these commitments to yourself, again, your confidence will start to come up higher and higher. You're going to feel stronger and better. Do it and you'll see. Just let these things that I'm telling you today play out in your life, and you're going to be going, I want to hear from you. Message me, because I'm telling you, you will be throwing a high five out there because you're going to start seeing the results. And by the way, I want you, number 10 is we're almost coming to the end here of our Power Huddle, but number 10 is establish rewards along the way. Establish rewards. When I'm in my farm area and somebody raises their hand, I've got a whole procedure what I do with delivering things to them from that point, my book and magazines and yada, yada, all that kind of stuff. And then when I get a listing, guess what? And that listing closes, we go and we get massages, right? It could be anything. Go out to dinner, do something with your spouse or a significant other, something, but you want to reward these, you do your farming or you do something that your calls or whatever it is you're going to do. You do it for 1 straight week at the end of the week. You did 5 straight days of it and you got those things. Check, 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 done, celebrate it. Celebrate that accomplishment. And I'm telling you again, what's going to happen? Confidence continues to rise. I'm going to wrap it up with number 11, which really is something that is dear to my heart. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what higher power you are, whatever it is. For me, I just say, let go and let God. All right. That's what I say. For me, let go and let God. I'm doing everything I'm telling you about on this Aged Power Huddle. And at some point too, I have blind faith. I've got faith that there is a plan for me. And I continue to persevere and know that I'm in good hands and that I'm being watched and I've got that higher power. That's for me. If that's for you too, that's great. But I say, let go, let God, and know that, you know what, you're going to be taken care of, but you've got to be able to take those actions that we're talking about and really self-discover, what your big why is and the purpose behind it. That's today's Aged Power Huddle. I really hope I set you up for a fabulous week. High energy, passion, and success, and dodge those roadblocks because you will be able to. Make it a great week and great day. Thank you for coming on. And listen back to some of these other ones. By the way, when I'm in my farm areas, guess what I have on my earpieces? Agent Power Huddle. I'm listening to everybody else throughout the week because they're all so good. All right. Take care. Bye.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.